And there I sat in my living room table, looking up at the TV, looking down at my sandwich that I had handcrafted with egg, cheese, and some jalapeno sausage from the youngest HEB. And the sandwich looked delectable. And I sat to myself and I thought, well, this ain't so bad. it it ain't so bad. Whether practice was good or whether practice was bad, I sat there content because I knew my sandwich was going to slap with the jalapenos and the scrambled schmeg on top of the youngest a waffle gluten free right in between that joker. Absolutely delectable. And there's this weird thing that you have to find a happy medium with. You have to be gracious, right? I think that's what it is. You have to be gracious and thankful for what you have. And I think that is content, right? You have to have this contentness with where you are, the place that you are in the universe. No matter where you are, you have to have this contentment, right? Here's the tricky part about this. You can't let that contentment be complacency. And I think this is such a tough thing to deal with on a daily basis. It's wanting to go it's wanting to go further, it's wanting to go faster, it's wanting to get stronger, it's wanting to get better constantly every single day. But and pushing toward whatever that goal is. But by the same token, being present in the moment with your training and not being so caught up in the future. I'm going to do this. I'm going to run this mile time at this time, or I'm going to be able to bench this or whatever in 2 weeks. Like, nah, you not in the moment. There's a time for high level shit. There's a time and a place for high level shit. When you're training, and in those moments, it's time to focus on the details. It's time to be very detailed and focus on what you're doing. And that's what you have to do in order to get better, one day, 1 second at a time. So, and I do it all the time. I sit, and especially today, I said, is this even worth, you play that little mental game, is this even worth it? Am I wasting my time? Am I ever gonna, and it's not, it's okay that those thought processes, which are going to go on with anybody, those are okay, right? You have to, that's okay that goes on. That shows that you want to get from a point A to a point B, right? That shows her from point A to Z, right? That does show that you're trying to get there. But soaking in the air, soaking in the sunshine, just being there and being blessed that you do have the opportunity to get better today, this second. Not everybody can go out and take throws. Not everybody has a lovely sandwich to a delectable one to enjoy after practice. Not everybody's got that. So as much as you want to run fast, or I want to run fast, and you want to throw a quadrillion meters, or you want to be able to flip this tire or lift this weight above your head and clean and jerk this, and whatever in the hell it is, it's hard to have that in your mind, whatever that existential goal is, and then have this, what you got in your hands today. And what you have in your hands today is an opportunity. You have an opportunity to get better. So I try to keep that in my mind when I take bad throws, or I'm getting frustrated and I'm having that mindset dichotomy, if you will, wrestling with oneself. I try to keep that in mind, because that's really the tricky part to doing this to any progression. I mean, if you were in business, it'd be the same thing. I mean, of course you want to make more money, get more clients or whatever, but a lot of people have missed the boat, I think, and just from books I've read and just acknowledging other people's experiences, I think that a lot of people have sometimes missed the boat of being content with and content is the wrong word. Is being gracious for what you have right in front of you. I think is the more important thing, is being gracious. But is being gracious, but then not being complacent, all in one sentence, and that's not easy. So, anyways, took some hammer throws today. Lovely day outside, absolutely exquisite. These things are, things are going. I won't say good or bad. Things are going. Got some direction today. Got a lot bit more identical, smoother and more succinct on the entry here than I was the last couple days, which was sort of my goal. To be completely honest, that was one of my more focus. I noticed it's kind of all over the place. Sometimes I feel like I'm coming up and coming down, and I wanted to get that down. The ball still feels like on the exit, on the finish there, that it's coming out extremely flat. And I don't have a solution for that right off the rip. That, and then number two, even on the good throws and even on the pace throws, I feel, and I don't know how I do it, but I can feel myself doing it. But I'm taking the ball out of, or I'm slowing down the progression of the linear progression of the ball sometimes. And when I'm trying to speed it up, I'm trying to speed it up at the wrong places, and I'm not being patient about where I push and where I let the ball pull, or I'm doing the work and then you let the ball doing the work. I'm letting myself get a little bit rushed on that 3 and 4 sometimes, and that's sort of kind of a tricky thing because that 1 and 2 is set up. I'm setting it up exactly how I want to. Sometimes I'm setting it up exactly how I want to. That 3 and 4 sort of eating me alive, and then the flat finish is not where I want it to be. So coming along though, hey, hasn't been that many days. I was coming along with this ball before a lot of stuff happened, and I stop. It happens, but I'm glad that I'm getting some pretty decent reps in. My legs are a little tight. I would like to get a little bit more training in as far as the weights or what have you, but I'm kind of gracious that I can take the throws, and I don't want to be too fatigued at this point in time of worrying about my legs or beating down one part of my body too much and then not being able to take some good disciplined throws, especially or early on. I think that fighting the leg fatigue, or just the physical fatigue, it gets easier as you go, but I think beating myself down too early in the game is going to be detrimental to finding progress later in a training cycle, because you start yourself out physically. So that's kind of been my focus here. We're going to build the leg stream. We're going to find the right movements, and I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm having a lot of different thoughts about what I want to do about that, because it's not the back squat. It is not the backs. It is not the bench press. It is not a deadlift. It is not. It's the movements that can articulate well with moving the ball, and I don't know what those are off the rip. I've always been a very, very strong person, so strength isn't necessarily. I think that I do a strength day or two a week, but it needs to be more specific. And I like being in shape, and I like doing kind of cardio movements. That kind of makes me enjoy working out, and then I do like to do like to mix it up. So that kind of keeps me in the game. It keeps me enjoying training. So one thing at a time, one day at a time. Remember, be content and be gracious, but don't be complacent. Easier said than done. Hard thing to learn, but that's just all I got, guys. You should already know what the deal is. Run on your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throws. Most importantly, live to fight another day. I'm gonna get out of here.